Yes people, today we're going to be doing a brand new challenge on this channel, Freehand Talks Football. I did say one day I'll be coming at you with some FIFA. I know it has been predominantly about Chelsea and actually talking about football, but today's a new day. We're going to be starting from start FIFA challenges on this channel, and today's my birthday, so I thought a little bit of time in my hands, let's get something going. What my current intentions are is to take over Chelsea from the position they are on the table right now, but what I'm going to do, instead of starting off just after the game they finish against Newcastle, I'm going to go back to the start and I'm going to play the exact same team that Enzo Maresca has started all the way through up to this point. So any changes he's made will not happen. The only changes that will happen if a player who is injured in my refresh team has to come off and get swapped. So the likes of Palmer's only going to play in the games that he's played in. The likes of Fofana's only going to play the games he's played in. Reece James unfortunately been injured, hasn't been injured all season, so he'll be playing in the games. So I'll play the exact same team that Enzo Maresca's played from the very start all the way up to the point against Newcastle. And from there on is when I take over. So we'll see how Enzo does, if I can recreate, if I can make things anything different to what he's done in the starting lineups he's chosen. But as soon as this game gets to the middle point where Newcastle's taking over, this is where we come in and see what we would do any different. So by that point, Palmer's back, Fofana can play more games, and we're going to get into the January transfer window as well. Let's see something we can make go different in this season, and see if we can finish off better in the season what Chelsea would actually be finishing off in real life. As mentioned, we'll be taking over from Maresca, but we're going to be using Maresca all the way through this. There's no point changing him here. And as there's no transfer window, we can just skip all the way through, get ourselves to the Palace game, and then we'll see what's what. What we'll be doing is we'll be playing the exact same team Maresca started from this game, all the way through to when we get to when we finally finish at the Newcastle game, just before we take on to the Villa game, and we'll see that gauge where we are on the table if we're matched up or not. So Chelsea's first game against Palace was not the kind of team that we expected to be playing. Obviously now is probably one of the few games that Palmer's actually going to get to be playing in these games, but some players were injured, some players are available, so we'll see how we go. And I'll only mention is Palmer will be only coming into games if we have no one available for that number 10 spot. I'll try my best to make it fair. Palmer's only played in like 8 games this season. I'm going to try my best to make it stay that way. I don't want any player coming into not injured in the game but they're injured in real life, or vice versa, so I'll do my best to make sure the standards get set that way and the pressures are set all the way through this game mode. But with no control, but I will try my very best to make sure Palmer only plays in the games that he's played, and likewise the players that haven't also played in other games, like Estevao right now, he's going to be playing in certain games. So this was Chelsea's lineup for that first game of the season. Let's see how we go. Of course I don't want to be having a divine intervention that much, so I won't participate in any of the games until it gets to after the Newcastle game. I'll probably stick to finals, to be honest, if we get to the final. Hopefully we do. Yeah, we'll see what's what when it gets to the outcome of the game. I'll try not to affect as much as I can, just keep the same formation, same lineup, every single game, the exact same formation, the exact same players that Maresca has actually put through, and we'll go from there. So this game in real life was actually a 0-0 draw. Let's see what can happen in this one. So Chelsea, good start there. Goal from Palmer and a goal from Chalobah. Shame Palmer's not going to be playing much more the rest of the season, to be honest, but it's a great start, so we're actually going to be in a lot better position than we did start the season off. So in real life, after match day 1, we were currently sitting on 11th in the table. Now as you compare it to here, we're actually sitting 3rd after one game in. So far, compared to Maresca's starting 11th, compared to the same as starting 11th at a different timeline, we're currently 3rd on the table. We're doing better so far. Let's see how the games continue. Match day 2 was actually West Ham away. We actually won this game 5-1, but this is where Palmer did not even make an appearance because he had to get subbed out before the game even kicked off for Estevao. So this is where his kind of, not his big fault because that's not major bad to say about Palmer, he's unbelievable. This is where the start of his injury kind of crisis started for a while. So we'll see how we go here. It was a 5-1 win, took us to a great position in the table. Let's see how we got in this time round. There we have it, lovely 3-0 win. João Pedro, a couple of goals. Estevao getting on the score sheet as well in his first start for the club. So no Palmer, no problem. And in real life at this moment in time, Chelsea are currently 4th in the league table. Right now, we're 1st. So far for comparison, it's going pretty well. There's only 2 games in, but we're not going to have Palmer for a while now. But it's a great start, we cannot deny that. Next up was Fulham in the league. There was controversy in this game. We did end winning 2-0, but the decision for the goal to be disallowed against Josh with the Chalobah, people are branding it the worst decision, VAR yesterday and whatnot. Move on, but anyway, let's see how we compare. This is starting lineup, no Palmer again. We'll see how we go. Right, so still a 2-0 deficit in this game. Actually win 3-1. Estevao scored again. He's actually having a good season with no Palmer taking away his kind of position in the team. So from there, we're currently 3 wins out of 3, top of the league, 9 points with the exact same team that Maresca started over the season. So far so good. Next game was Brentford away, which was a 2-2 draw, and a certain Cole Palmer did come off the bench in this game and actually score a goal, but the lad was injured. Chelsea could have went to the top of the league, it wasn't our last second equaliser from a throw-in. We'll see what happens in this game, see if we can make it any good comparisons, because we're going to stay top of the league should we did, a 2-1 win. Palmer's actually, he came off the bench, but this will probably, after the Bayern Munich game coming up, I don't know if it's going to be the same in my timeline, but in the Champions League, Palmer's his next game for a while. So we'll see how we go. But so far in comparison, after match week 4, Chelsea are actually in this timeline winning the top of the league. Where, as in the timeline in real life, Chelsea were actually 5th in real life timeline. So Enzo Maresca's tactics do work, but only on, seems to be on the actual the game itself. So we'll just keep going, we'll see how we go. And then all we can do is hope when it comes to that January transfer window, the board are going to be not as reluctant to let us not come away when it comes to that under 23 policy. So in this timeline, we're playing Napoli in the Champions League, but we haven't played in the Champions League yet in real life. So what I'm going to do is the team that we played against Bayern will be the team that played in this game, because it's still away from home. In the Champions League, it's the first game we will stay in the knockout in the league phase tables. So this will be the game where we started against Bayern Munich. And when it gets to the Bayern Munich game, which will be Napoli in real life, then we've not played in real life at that point yet, so it's up to me to take over. But this will be the team who we take on instead of playing the Napoli and Bayern Munich, just so it just keeps it all fair, keeps it all relative to the competition level. So this is a team that actually set out against Bayern Munich, but I say Takeover playing it for Napoli just to keep the timeline in order. And this is Palmer's last proper game before he gets injured for a while. But he's starting right when he actually scored in this game in a 3-1 loss. So we'll see how we go in this game here, see if we can make it all relevant. We actually had 2 each draw, which is a very good result considering who we're playing against. It's a hard game, Napoli away. That'll be in good position for going up the table in the Champions League. So up next, Manchester United versus Chelsea. This game actually turned out to be a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. It was a 2-1 loss, but also down to 10 men after 5 minutes. Big Sanchez came out, that moment of madness. But also in this game, Esteval and Pedro Neto were subbed off after 5 minutes. Palmer came off after 17 minutes. It's only fair that you keep the same starting lineup, but that also means that I'm not going to intervene that and take players off after 5 minutes and 17 minutes. I'm just going to let that game play out. So technically this is going to be Chelsea's last game with Palmer in the lineup. So if we can make a bit of damage, see what's different, because technically it's still the same starting lineup. So we'll go from there, see how the lineup goes, and then the next games onwards. No Cole Palmer, there's going to be some heartache, but hopefully the timeline heals itself and we do really well. This was the team that took on Man United from the start. Obviously, as mentioned, it's a completely different game the way it laid out, but we'll go from there, see how we go, and hopefully now with no Palmer after this, we can become a bit of a force. We reckon Nico's going to give us a silver back head in the bank performances so far. Oh, and it's worked out well, a next 2-1 win. This time it's 2-1 the other way around, no sending offs. Casemiro did score in both games actually as well, to be fair. Palmer's actually scored as well here, so unfortunately he won't be with us from now on. But we've already made a good start and inroads, so let's hopefully we can keep this going in the same manner. So we're now into Chelsea's first Capital One Cup game of the season. Real life this was at Lincoln Away and Chelsea came out a 2-1 victory, but in this timeline we're playing Sheffield Wednesday. So I'm keeping the exact same team that started in that game against Lincoln, just to make it fair on the timeline, and we'll see how we go in this one. But as I said, it was a 2-1 win, we're playing Sheffield Wednesday at home. Still a reasonably good team Chelsea put out, it should be a comfortable win in the end. Yeah, we get the 1-0 win, we're cruising really well in this timeline so far, so I'm going to push through now, get us up to kind of midway in the end of the winter stages and see how we're going there with the exact same team, and we'll compare how things are going in real timeline to this timeline. So next up in the timeline is Liverpool, and I feel this game is actually particularly relevant because this is a game that Chelsea showed up with no 2 centre-halves available to them that we've been playing all season, and obviously no Cole Palmer, one of the games where Chelsea actually really needed to win, but they didn't have the resources available to them. So I'm obviously going to be playing the exact same lineup that Chelsea started in this game compared to that one, so it's going to be quite refreshing to see how we go, to see if anything can actually change in the timeline. But having a much weaker team on FIFA compared to what it was in real life. Liverpool were actually second in the league at this point, and Chelsea were 7th in the league in real life at this point, so it'll be interesting to see how we end up in this one, because currently right now we're second in the league and Liverpool in this timeline are down at 7th, so the roles have actually reversed if you compare them here. Do you remember putting your minds back, cast back to that very game? Malagusto performed in midfield, worthy of man of the match, but also the young 18-year-old starlet and Esteval Williams come off the bench to actually score and win the game for Chelsea in the dying minutes. Let's see what happens in this timeline here. I don't know about this one. Oh my god, we have absolutely pummeled them 3-0 with this exact lineup. I don't know how this has happened in the lineup, but it just goes to show we're top of the league nearly, and we're actually doing really well. Malagusto with a solid performance in midfield. It's not happening at all. I think Liverpool by the looks of it have opted not to play Salah, so he might not be playing well in real life, but he's also not playing well in this timeline by the looks of it as well. Crazy state of affairs. We're going to push on now to the winter stages. We're going to compare what's going on in the real timeline and what's going to be going on in this timeline. See where the players are, see the performance levels at, and see the stats after matches as well, and see how far Chelsea have actually come. So we've simulated a few games, make sure the players have always been the right players to be playing in the right games at the right time. If we're going to go compare the stats, compare the league table, we can do it right now to see who's at and where's what. In match day 13 in real life, Chelsea are currently 3rd in the table, Arsenal at the top of the table. In this timeline, Man City are top of the table, Chelsea are 2nd, and Arsenal 5 points behind in 3rd. So it's kind of becoming a bit of only played in 7 games, so he's missed out on all these games, and we're still sitting pretty second in the league. Not many players have actually had the full chance here, because Cole Palmer in real life, if he was fit and healthy, would have played in all of these games by a country mile. Levi Colbert would have played in all the games of country mile. Both of them haven't getting any game times at all, any, because they've been injured. So I can't obviously differentiate, so it's not fair for me to start chucking players in. Chalobah in real life basically has played every single minute in every game for Chelsea in all the competitions. In this timeline, he's on 7 games played so far. So the likes of Tosin has played a lot more games, because I'm going for a fair like for like. I'm not going to be putting in Caldwell, who is obviously going to be better than Tosin. Caldwell's played 0 games in real life, so it won't be fair to play any game time in this timeline. Tosin's had a lot more game time. In real life, that wouldn't be the case. He's been a bit better player this season. Rightly so, we've watched his performances, but Chalobah's been one of the main standout centre halves. So I'm keeping it fair, keeping it honest. We're going to see how this Arsenal game unfolds, and then we'll sit right through till we get to the real life game right now. So Chelsea v Arsenal, this was the game where a lot of things went mental. One each on real life. Caicedo got chopped after 30 minutes. He got a red card for a bit of a stupid tackle. Moreno, in my opinion, probably was on that threshold of an orange card if there was ever going to be one. But in this game as well, Chalobah would have started. He wasn't in it in this game at all. So Tosin, unfortunately, is going to be the like-for-like replacement in this game. Let's see how it unfolds. And a 2 each draw, that's very fair. It was 1 each in real life. There's been no red card in this game. But as you can see, in this game, 2 each draw is a fair reflection as it happened in real life as a 1 each draw. Now, as I said, we're going to move on now. We're going to get ourselves to that Newcastle game, and we're going to compare the tables, compare the stats of some of the players, and then from there on, we've got a genuine chance of winning the look forward to. So there we have it, guys. We've officially caught up now to the live table in real life. Currently in the standing in this timeline, we are second in the league on 40 points. Chelsea are from 4th, as we know. Aston Villa on that win streak. Chelsea on 29 points compared to 40. There's an 11-point swing. 11-point swing is massive, considering I've played the exact same team. The Maresca's played all the way through, with the exception of players who've been injured. All in that for the swap. Example, Chalobah for Tosin. Cole Palmer's not played many games at all. He's only been playing as available. Liam Delap's not really played many games. Only played as available. So it's been one of the ones where sometimes in real life things has happened compared to right now. And this timeline, this should kind of prove that Chelsea should be a little bit better than what they actually are in real life. One thing for sure, we cannot judge. We just continue to move in both timelines and hopefully for the best, especially the Chelsea fan. Obviously always want the best. But now the beauty of this timeline is I get to dictate now what happens from the next game onwards, which will be Aston Villa all the way through. So we're going to look through the squads right now, and we're going to compare as well with how things are going on in the timeline in real life compared to who we are right now. So in the Champions League, in this timeline, currently 12th, and in the real life timeline, Chelsea are currently 13th. So there's actually not much difference at all in the Champions League. We've had to play games in different orders, but basically it's kind of similar, to be honest. I'd take that as a good result. It's kind of evened itself out. And in the Carabao Cup, and with the real life Chelsea have progressed to just beat Cardiff to get through to the semi-finals. Whereas in my timeline, we got beat by Wigan. So I compare that to the game against Wolves. Chelsea beat Wolves 4-3 away from home. I played the exact same starting lineup, and in this game we've actually got beat after drawing and going to the penalties. In real life, we're doing better. We're fighting on all fronts, but in this timeline we're a lot higher on the table. We've got all more points in the Premier League table, so there's a bit less competition for us to play in this timeline. So it might actually be a bit beneficial for the players because they've got a real chance of getting after the league and getting after the Champions League. So with the exception of Chalobah, this is Chelsea's predicted lineups compared to what they think is going to happen on the day compared to what I can go with in my timeline. Obviously, I can now bring back Delap, and I can also bring back Esteban Willian, who are predicted to be available for this game as well after not having all the injuries. So I think this will be a very interesting game in real life as well, because in fact Chelsea have got some big players back. Oh, and if this happens in real life, then it's going to be an amazing day for Villa, put it that way. The kind of form that they're on at the moment, I really wouldn't put it past them, but they don't really do overly too well at Stamford Bridge, so I don't think this is going to happen in real life. The form they're in right now, you would, as I said, you wouldn't put it past them. We're going to simmer through, and then this is where the magic's going to happen. This is where we're going to take over, and we're going to see how we can perform with the players that I think Chelsea should sign and bring to the go on and have a really successful campaign. So guys, we're now into January where the magic can happen. The last 2 games have been 2 results we did not expect. We got beat off of Villa at home, then we also got beat off of Bournemouth at home. This is where the transfer window is going to be key, because we've got Man City next, who obviously in this timeline are absolutely miles ahead at the moment. 15 points clear that I think the league's already done, but in real life that's not the case. But now it's about taking over at this timeline and seeing how far we can push and see if we can get the top 2 spots, because something drastic is going to happen for us in this league. We can do really well in this timeline now, with Champions League as well, and getting every couple of games belt. It's going to be a successful season. A player I think Chelsea would absolutely thrive with, someone on that left hand side who can cut in, shoot whenever he wants, either foot across the goalkeeper, absolute physical presence could be a great signing if we get it over the line. Wow, there we have it, guys. Maybe the league is still on. Look what's happened. We've beat City 2-1 away. So the fight is still on there. I think now it's took it down to 12 points. Don't know if it's going to be manageable if we can get these signings in January. We're going to make a strong finish at the end of the season. Colwell unfortunately won't be playing. I'm going to give him till April. He's due back in April. What I think I'm going to do, out of fairness, is I'm going to loan him out. Let him get some game time for the rest of the season because he's not happy. He's champing on the manager's door, wanting to know why he can't get a game. But unfortunately, he's been injured all season in real life. I wasn't going to chuck him in games. It's not fair. So Colwell's going to go out, and we need to get a centre back in. Let's try and get a push for this league title. Transfer window. We've got a little bit of redemption here. So some free offers that's going to be quite kind to us. Crystal Palace want Sterling, 100% gone. Don't care what it takes. Get him out the door. Colwell, he needs to play. So my man, free transfers, but we needed out the window. Three's going to happen, free up some space. Let's try and get these two boys in when we need. There you go, you love to see it. Something that should have happened at least 2 seasons ago. Absolutely love to see it. Let's see who decide to go to because 3 clubs come in for him. Sterling, he's went to Palace, fair enough, because Manchester United came in for him and also so did Celtic. But he obviously chose Palace, wants to stay in London, click that coin. Happy with that, absolutely. Speed up some space. Let's get in who we need to get in before we get into the real crunch time of the season. I think I need to go for it now. Someone who I'd love to get in the books in real life. And I feel like it's someone who's going to make a big difference to our kind of, not title charge, but someone who's going to push us going forward. So I'm just going to go straight in. He's worth 31 million. I'm going to say a generous 46 million. Going to make him an important player for the team. I think I'm going to offer him about 150 grand a week. I think that should be fair. 150 a week for Semenyo is actually 5-year deal, 150 a week. I think he'd bite your hand off at that in real life. We go 150k per week, £1 million sign-on bonus. What's your say? Boom. Signed, sealed, delivered. Let's get in there. Let's get him right on that starting lineup straight away in the left wing, moving in, cutting in, doing what he does best, and hopefully this can be someone that pushes you on to many great things this season. One more player I think I'd just like to get in now. As I said, Colwell's going to be going away on loan the rest of the season. Badishill's not reliable, Tosin's not reliable, Chalobah's great, but he's been playing hundreds of games. I think this is someone that Chelsea need to make official, and if they can get it over the line in real life. I don't ever see it happening right now. It's probably going to be the season because Palace have got a fair stance. They don't want to lose a player. They're more than happy to take a cut. They're more than happy to take a hit on him. But I'm going to offer a nice wee 45 million again, and see if he wants to come back to the team that gave him his chance in the game, give him everything that he started with. And there we have it, folks. 2 players in the door that we needed. Semenyo and Mark Gay. And there we have it, guys. There's my new improved starting lineup. Looking pretty solid there, isn't it? Now we've got Chalobah back in contention. He's on the bench. Him and Fofana can share the minutes with Mark Gay being the main centre defensive defender there. They've also got James coming back in here to a right back position just so he can play here. But that team's just looking pretty. It's getting more solid. It's starting to become of age. So let's hope this is something now we can really push for the end of the season. What we're going to do now is we're going to sim all the way through to the last couple of games and see what's what. And if we've got any finals to play or any finals to jump in, we will be taking them on board. If not, let's see how this season plays out. Before I do sim that to the very end, I just wanted to quickly show what's happened in the next game here at Brentford. Mark Gay's been sent off in his debut after 23 minutes, but we won 5-0 and Semenyo scored 2 goals. This is a sign of something that's going to come, I think, over the course of the season, battering teams with these players. But the recklessness is still there. What happened in real life, the red card FC was a real thing, and probably still is for this season. So now I'm officially going to sim all the way through to the end of the season, and we'll see what's happened. We finished third, we could finish second, but we're not close enough to finish to overtake Man City. But it was a valiant effort to come back, considering at some point we were 12 points difference in them. 6-2 by 2 games to play. We could actually finish as close points, and Man City have won the league. They've done what we thought they were going to do. In real life, this could well be the case as well, overtaking Arsenal, which most of the world except Arsenal fans think this is going to happen. This could actually be the top 5 where they actually look way out to be. Chelsea, Aston Villa, Liverpool, Man City and Arsenal are going to be in the top 5 in no particular order, but this is kind of the way it's panned out in this season. But anyway, let's see how we've got. Have we got any other games to play, or is it just going to be a simulated now to the end of the season? Man City won the FA Cup. Where did we come? Oh, we got put out by Palace. So it's all down to the Champions League because we've got no League Cup in this one. PSG versus Dortmund. How did we get on in this stage as well? Don't think we've done too well. Oh ho ho ho! They've been absolutely pummeled by Liverpool 5-0 in the playoffs. Wow, I don't think anyone would have expected that to be the case. But you know what, fair play. It's going to be a trophyless season, but it's been a solid effort. We've finished in at least the top 3 of the Premier League with 2 games to go. And let's see how the squad have done as well. So, Big Rob's had a good season, 50 games. 50 games is a valiant effort considering he's come back this season. Mark Gahey really done well by looks at 4 goals. There's Reece James, that's a great comeback season considering his injuries. 42 games, he could get close to that in real life to be honest. The way he's playing at the moment, 6 goals, 2 assists. Enzo Fernandez, solid, 49 games, 11 goals, 9 assists. Cole Palmer, he only then started playing for the second half of the season because of his injuries, but to come back with 8 goals and 8 assists, not up that great in his standards, but still not too bad season. 18 goals, 5 assists, that's a storming season for the wee man there, and he's having a great season in real life as it is right now. And Semenyo, 33 games, 14 goals, justified buying him. João Pedro, 28 goals in 35 games, it's a great season, absolute solid season in my opinion. We'll see out the last two games. Hopefully I could convince him winning against Spurs. Yep, we never do lose against them, we never draw either, it's always a win. It's 6 points every season. Palmer's missed a penalty in this game, but we've got the win at the end, 2-1. Let's see if that can get us any closer to Arsenal winning the last game. If we can finish the season second, it's going to be a very, very good season in my opinion. Yep, we've leapfrogged Arsenal into second position, so it's all down to the last game, see if we finish second or not. If Arsenal finished third in real life, that would be unbelievable considering many predict them to win the season, but Man City have obviously done what they've done, as they always usually do. We go, last game of the season, let's hope we can snatch second, it'll be a great season. 1 each draw, Palmer's got on the score sheet, so he's finished off strong. Let's see if Arsenal overtook us. Oh, they finished 2 each as well, so I think we have actually finished second. Yes, we have, 80 points, 10 points behind Man City in the end, so yeah, they outright when it was comfortable, nailed it down tools in the end. But we've got a second position, didn't do well in any of the cup competitions, that's something that Chelsea would look to build on next season, but they have actually signed in this window anyway. They've signed Mark Gahey, who's going to go on to be a great player, or if he is a great player, but it could be a potential captain one day, and Antoine Semenyo was a great age to hit his prime. And Chelsea are having conversations with Semenyo now in real life, so that could be a little bit of a premonition into the future. Hopefully signing this game can be something that he goes to do in real life. That would be a great win for the Blues. Well team, that is that. Thank you so much for watching. If this content is something that you do like to see a bit more going forward, I'm going to be picking another team, but please let me know in the comments if you'd like to see another team. Maybe it's your favourite team, maybe if it's going to be Arsenal, it could be Man United, Rangers, whatever team you want me to see. If you want to see Hearts go and win the league, see if I can take them off where they are right now, see if that could be a challenge that we could do, even if it's Championship. Whatever team you want, please put them in the comments, let me know, and if this is something content you want to see going forward, please be sure to give us a like and a subscribe. I appreciate the support, and I really look forward to seeing the next one.